Hi guys! Today I decided we're going to start delving into the 12 archetypes, which the first of those is the innocent. And the innocent is basically like the part of us that walks trustingly into things. We trust, we have faith, we're innocent, fresh, new. Um, it's that part of you that is has not been touched by anything bad yet, okay? So you're still innocent. You haven't been corrupted. You haven't been victimized or anything like that. The innocent basically has a main drive to remain in that state. With the innocent, like you see the innocent in stories like Adam and Eve. They were in an innocent state before the fall from Eden. They were happily living in the garden and going about their day without any cares in the world or anything like that. They were completely innocent. They had no knowledge of good and evil. They just went about doing their thing. um, or if you've ever seen The Land Before Time, right? That has Littlefoot is an innocent. Um, he has the faith that they're going to get to, what is it called? I'm trying to remember what it's called. It's the Great Valley. That's it, the Great Valley. So he has faith that they're going to get to the Great Valley because that's what he was told, that's where I'm going. It's a place that exists. And when we get there, there's going to be all this food and everything's going to be great. And, he just trusts 100% completely that he's going to get there and everything's going to be okay. I'm trying to think of some more examples of the innocent. So like Alice, before she goes to Wonderland, right? Even kind of while she's going through Wonderland, she's an innocent. Um, she's just kind of in this state of childlike. Well, she is a child, so, but she's in this state of everything's good, everything's grand, and she gets curious and follows the rabbit down into Wonderland because she has faith that she'll be safe, that everything will be okay. And she just kind of wanders around like in this place filled with mad people, um, and discovers that sometimes the world isn't such a fun place. There's lots of craziness in it. So um, let me see. I'm trying to think of some other things with the innocent. Like there's the Paradise Lost theme. So like the innocent resides in paradise. Everything's good, everything's great, everything's wonderful, and then something happens to take them out of that innocent state, that paradise of, and they have faith that paradise, they had it once, they can have it again. Pretty much any instance where you are being trusting of something outside of yourself, that's where your innocent is coming in. That's the archetype of the innocent. And we all pass through this phase with the innocent, usually as children, and then it kind of comes back over time. We run into things where we have great faith in that everything's going to be good and everything's going to be okay. It's kind of like the hopeful part of us that keeps us going every day to finding the new, greater things. Let's see. So the shadow side of innocence. With the innocent, the main part of the shadow side is that it lives in denial. Like, it doesn't want to acknowledge that bad things exist. So, like, this is how we end up in things like abusive relationships, or I'm trying to think, we end up lying to ourselves about things because we want to remain in that innocent state. We don't want to move on to the state of the orphan where we become victimized, which we'll talk about next time, but they're related to each other, because when we don't want to become that, thank you, when we don't want to become that orphan, we don't want to admit to ourselves that something's gone wrong. We want to be happy and we want to stay in paradise, and everything's good, everything's great, everything's grand. That's kind of the thing with the innocent, is it can live in denial a lot, and it doesn't want to take responsibility for anything. So, like, that innocent part of us is like it doesn't want to grow up. It wants to stay a baby. It wants to stay an innocent. It wants to stay free and untouched of anything bad or corrupt, or that can make it sad or unhappy in some way. It's also the part of us that defines our persona. So, like, I think of a little kid, right? When you're a little kid and somebody asks you, what do you want to be when you grow up? That's your innocent side. That's like, oh, got that imagination of what this great thing that you can't wait to be when you grow up. So that's kind of like how our persona plays into it. How we develop our persona. It's like that initial stage of dreaming about what the future could be, right? It has that hope and that happiness for what's to come. Like, likes to pretend and play and have fun. It likes to games are, that joy that's comes from the innocent. Let me see. What else can we talk about with the innocent? Innocence kind of also relate to our ability to have faith that, whatever our higher power is, whether it's God or the universe or whatever, that it's looking out for us and it's going to take care of us. That comes from our innocent side, because you have to have faith in order for that to occur. So that kind of plays into that innocent, and when we're tapping into that, we're tapping into the innocent and having faith that everything's going to be okay. And I think that's a really important part of life, is having faith in things, and being able to trust that everything is going to be okay, even when you are in like rock bottom, the hardest place that you can be. Even when everything sucks, having that innocence, that trust that everything will be okay is really important. It's what keeps us going. And when a person loses that, and they let their shadow side take over, it's really sad, because they can have a lot of struggles when you have no hope. Life is harder, and the innocent is an important part of us to nurture and take care of and encourage in ourselves, because we need to have that hope for the future. We need to know that things can get better and things can be good even when they're not. So that's my opinion on why the innocent is so important to our lives. Um, that return to paradise, it comes later with the archetypes, but um, it's really important to have that, Um, let me see if there's anything else. Oh, okay. So, I almost forgot. So, when you fall in love, right? And you're in that honeymoon stage where, everything's amazing, the other person's amazing, right? And everything's going to be great. And, you know, you're going to they're the most amazing person in the world. You're going to get married and have babies and all this stuff, and everything's going to be great, and it's the fairy tale happily ever after, and yada, 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 right? That's how the story goes. That's our innocence speaking. That's like having faith and trust in another person and being excited and joyful and playful in life. And it's really great when that gets to come out in us, as because as adults we tend to not have as many times where the innocent gets to come out, and that's one of them. It's a really great thing. So um so I think some exercises that can help you tap into your innocent side, right? Your innocent archetype. Let's see. Okay, so one exercise that you can do is to allow yourself to indulge in fantasies of being rescued, because the innocent is always looking to be rescued, right? And, whether it's someday my prince will come, type deal, or, I had the perfect. Ooh, almost lost connection there. Hopefully I didn't miss too much. Okay. So, you want to imagine yourself in whatever situation that you want to improve, right? Imagine yourself being rescued somehow and pulling you into that daydream like state of the fantasy of what you want. And then imagine yourself being the rescuer. Okay? So you're going to imagine yourself being rescued, but then you're going to kind of flip it so that you're the person rescuing yourself. Okay? So that's one exercise to help you tap into your innocent. Another one is to imagine yourself having the absolute perfect childhood. Okay? Whatever you thought wasn't like your ideal childhood, imagine yourself having those things and having the ideal childhood that you wanted. Whether it's, I didn't make the softball team, okay? And imagine yourself having that where you made the softball team, okay? Or say that you had parents that let you down, that weren't that great. They weren't around maybe, or they were abusive, or, just for some reason weren't that great. Imagine yourself having the absolute perfect parents, okay? And then you can use this, like, regardless of what your childhood was actually like, you can use this imagining yourself having the perfect childhood anytime you want to help you tap into that innocent side of yourself and relearn how to have faith and trust in the world, because it's something that we have a hard time doing as adults. You get older and things happen and you learn that you can't trust people, and so then that innocent inside of us just kind of like takes a back seat because of all the other archetypes that are like trying to protect it from the rest of the world. Like, so just, try these exercises out. Let me know how they work for you. Comment down below if you have anything that you'd like to say, any suggestions. But for right now, I'm going to get going because I have lots of homework and I have to work tomorrow. So, bye.